Hey church family, this is Pastor Joe, and I just wanted to come to you with a quick reminder and update on what our next steps are as a church. First, our staff has been working on a way for us to do Faith in Action Sunday on May 31st. You'll get more details about that this next week, but our goal is to provide a way that at home, in your neighborhood, even in our community, and smaller groups of about 5 or less, that we can still serve and be the church during this time. Secondly, I want to remind you that we are planning to begin in-person services on June 7th. What that will look like is that for the month of June, we will plan to do an earlier service in the morning and do it outside. That will allow us to remain more spread out. That will also allow us to have better air circulation around each of us. We'll have tents set up for shade. We'll have an FM transmitter set up for those that may not feel comfortable getting out of their cars. Our bathrooms will be open, but they'll be disinfected and cleaned throughout the morning. We will not, however, have nursery care. And so parents, even though we're gonna ask you to bring your children to the service with you, we want you to know a couple things. One, we are going to try and remain shorter on our worship time overall. All right, we're gonna try to remain right around that 45-minute mark to make it easier. Two, we really are hoping to have some resources available each week for you and to help your kids just stay connected with the service and to be able to follow along. Church family, I'm excited about what's ahead. If June goes well, and if our prayers are answered and the cases keep going down here in Mississippi, we anticipate being able to begin moving indoors in the month of July. We're still working out what those details look like as far as seating, as far as spacing, even as far as will we need to do more than one service. And we'll let you know those details as we get closer to it. But I'm excited just to see on the horizon light at the end of the tunnel. To see on the horizon the ability for us to be together again as a church, to sing together again, to learn together again, especially on May 31st, to serve together again, even though it'll look a little different. So I hope that you will continue to connect. Connect Sundays with Church at Home, connect with your small group, connect by calling another church member and checking on them, texting them this week. I want to ask you continue to give generously during this time. We have been able to do so much outreach. We've been able to provide meals for hospital staff, for local businesses. We've been able to give grants to other local organizations, and all of that has been because of your faithful giving. Also want to encourage you to continue to serve steadily. We've sent more than a dozen of you over to Christian World Missions in the past few weeks to help do meals. We're having several of you that are coming to help the United Way this weekend for our food drive. So thank you for serving steadily during this time, and we want to ask you to continue to do that. And then finally, let's pray persistently. Let's pray that God would protect our community from a surge in cases. Let's pray for those who are sick. Let's pray for our frontline health workers, that they would remain safe. Let's pray that this thing would continue to subside and that God might spare our country from the worst of it. Last week we shared in the psalm that the psalmist writes, if God had not been on our side. And then he lists all these things that would have happened. And so let's realize together that if God hadn't been on our side, this could have been so much worse. And hopefully, as we come back together in the next few weeks, we'll be able to celebrate that God was on our side and that he intervened and that he stood beside us and he stood in front of us and behind us and all around us, and that he protected not only our church but also our entire community through this. I love you, church family. I'm excited for Faith in Action on May 31st. I'm excited to see you face to face on June 7th. If we can pray for you, let us know that. But please, you continue to connect continuously, to serve steadily, to give generously, and to pray persistently. Bye, everybody.